Nigeria is currently battling a lot of security threats, from banditry to kidnapping and a raging insurgency. While these devastating attacks initially started from the northern region, it has now spread to other parts of the country. How can Nigeria overcome its present internal security challenges? These are some of the big questions we'd like to ask and get answers from. Security consultant Femi Aratokunale joins me here in the studio, as well as a publisher Inside Watch Africa, Oluwaseyi Adeyemo. Gentlemen, good morning. Good to see you.
Good morning.
Great.
Good morning,
right.
Good morning, Nigeria.
Let me start with you, Femi. I'm glad you're home now, at least for a while.
I've always been home.
All right. Now we've been faced with a lot of security challenges.
Absolutely,
and
yes.
when it comes to how to handle it, the capacity to handle it, it seems every security agent, even including Nigerians, when they are talking about these things, know what the solutions are, how we should handle them, what we should do, and all of that. But yet we're still here. What do you think are the biggest challenges that makes it in the last 11 years we've been fighting full-scale insurgency on our land and we can't get this over?
Let me just talk directly to Nigerians and let me assure them that we can make it happen if we want to. And I'll give you just two test cases that has actually happened in Nigeria, and Nigeria seems to be making a whole lot of progress through it. Number one, let us look at the event industry. No government, no sponsors from anywhere. Group of people were able to come together, and you know what?
That's like you're talking about entertainment.
Entertainment now.
Okay.
And you can see the business striving and, moving forward. If that can happen, I believe security can be a thing of the past. But the body language of our government, not this present government.
I don't think you're suggesting that Nigerians should take it upon themselves to handle security.
No, that is not where I'm going.
Okay.
If you look at the body language of present governments and past governments that have been in position, they actually helped the Nigerian security architecture in country that we call Nigeria? I think the answer to it is not favorable, which is no. If we look at the KPI of the Nigerian security architecture of today, we've really not done enough, and we're just scoring below the real international standard. Why am I saying this? You might probably argue with me, Nigerians can equally argue with me, is that we have a poor security performance in our country. It's not down to the personnel themselves, but it's down to the policies, the guidelines, and the budget not being passed in such way that will enhance them to have the appropriate materials needed to combat and tackle security.
Even when we have extra budgetary allocation to issues around security.
It's still not trickling down to the Nigerian Security Department.
That's last line you made now is an issue we'll come back to.
Okay.
It's still not trickling down. The money was there, but it's not trickling down. We'll talk about it. Now, Oluwaseyi, let me come to you on this. Now, the point there is, when you compare Nigeria and other African countries that have also had these issues here and there, a lot of other countries look up to Nigeria to, whether economically, government policy, assistance of all kinds, and all of that. With the way things have been, Nigeria does not stand in a place now to galvanize the entire continent the way it used to be. Now, talking from that continental perspective, I wonder how other countries see Nigeria now.
As that big brother that have not done well enough to stand in the position of leading the rest of Africa. I like to also buttress what Femi had said earlier. The thing is, so we talk about that word, architecture, which means structure.
Yeah.
The question is the foundation strong enough to carry the structure?
Okay.
Are we sure we don't need to even bring down the house so that we can rebuild the foundation? Because you see, this is something we must do. We can toy with some other things, but we cannot afford to toy with security. And that is what is blowing in our face right now. Now, this is the same Nigeria where we had situations where our security operatives will go across the world, and they're done well. In Africa, like you have just referred, where they will have issues, and Nigeria or Nigerian army were the ones that were being deployed to go and save other country. I do not believe that those same people cannot still do the same thing. So it is about time that as a people, we need to ask ourselves, what has happened to these people? Are we sure we are giving them sufficient money as regards remuneration? Are we sure we're giving them enough equipment, arms and ammunition? Are we sure we're training them enough? Because the truth of the matter is, these people, I believe, Nigerians get good training, as it were, if compared to the rest of the world. The problem is, it is certain that there's a disaffection. It is very certain that there is an anger. It is certain that there's an apathy. Those are things we need to examine, because, like I said, we need to put the structure to test and ask ourselves, something must be wrong with this house. Why is it shaking? Why does it seem as if that people cannot be properly accommodated in the house again? Those are things we need to do to ourselves sincerely. Because look, truth of the matter is, like he also pointed out, this started gradually. I think it was in your report. It started gradually in a part of the nation. But as it is going into all the nooks and crannies of Nigeria right now. We've gotten to a point where for people to even travel between here and Ibadan right now, you have to go on fasting and praying. And I think that's not something we should allow. Particularly, like you've rightly pointed out, let me just round this up like this. We are not only doing this for Nigeria, we're doing it for the rest of Africa, because God, in His infinite mercy, position us strategically to lead the rest of Africa. And I think for whatever is what, if we want to be sincere to ourselves, we're not doing a good work at that right now as a leader in Africa.
All right, we're not doing that the way it's supposed to be. We have led before, so I believe that we have the formula somehow. Femi, you mentioned earlier, you used the word not trickling down.
Oh, yes.
And it takes us to the real issues. Someone is in charge of security, the commander-in-chief. Everything starts and rests on his table. And if he budgets an amount of money for a certain thing and it is not trickling down, of course, who do we hold responsible? Why do you think that is?
I love what you just said, that someone is in charge. But that someone in charge equally appointed loads of people in different departments to look into all these issues.
And give them KPIs. You mentioned KPI earlier.
KPIs. The question is, who is actually monitoring and enforcing all these KPIs? Can we actually just go one day, let's just do a routine patrol on the streets of Lagos, and let us see the performances of our private security officers, and let's ask them one simple question. When was the last time you were actually being trained, just like you rightly said? The training in Nigeria is zero. Within the personnel.
That's for private security
both
agents.
Private and governmental security officers. Except if you're not within the political arms, that you can actually probably maybe lip service and all the rest and, rub hands together, you might not probably be given any chance for any training program. Having said that, yes.
But I see that different in Lagos, though, because Lagos, from the report we get, that they are training and equipping their own staff in here.
Who are they training? Let me give you a very live example now. Let us go to Allen Junction. You will see all these Okada riders right in front of the yellow boxes and right around the covert area, which they are not even meant to be. Yesterday, I stopped and I asked one of the police officers, excuse me, why not tell these guys to leave this place? They are not meant to be there. Guess the answer he gave me, that they are powerless, because sometimes all these Okada riders will come out and fight them with daggers, with knives.
That's a police officer saying
Police officer saying that to me. That means right now, police officers are even helpless. They are seeking for help as well. And how can we help them? We have all these ideas. We've proposed so many to the state government, to anyhow you want to put it. We've done all this, but the body language is always saying no. Why? That means some people are actually cashing in and leaving our security officers that they're meant to protect us to be at the hands of God knows what. The security officer you see on the road, an average security officer on the road, want to work, want to put his best out there. But if things are not put in place for him, welfare, security-wise, insurance-wise, medical,
equipment,
and a whole lot of things, and support from the member of public, trust me, it's not going to do it. So that makes the KPI always zero.
That support from members of the public is something I like Oluwaseyi to talk about. Now, the point there is, if you ask an average Nigerian on the streets how much confidence he has in security agencies or agent, as the case may be, maybe not so much. If they want to tell you the truth, maybe except they see a military person, the atmosphere changes. But when they see regular police officers and all of that, it's like there's a certain perception. How does that compound on the situation? And
hold on. I'm thankful you're asking me this question because you see, that's one of the problems we have and we need to quickly deal with. So it is Nigeria police. It is ours. And so no matter how bad we think they are, we must find a way of repairing them. You see, when something is yours, it is yours.
Of course.
You
own it.
Yes. So you need to move in and do whatever, propose, do whatever. Now, in this country, I remember very vividly that at some point, we never thought it was possible for you to go into a bank and spend the limited time we now spend in banks. I remember when I was in Apapa, when you want to go do a transaction, you're looking at 2, 3, 4, 5 hours sometimes to just do a short transaction. I also remember when, Nitel days, where if you want to, you start running
you
around.
want to take us there, you have to book ahead.
Now we all see where we are and we see the gains. I had the opportunity of riding on the train from Lagos to Ibadan on Saturday.
I've not tried that train thing yet.
Fantastic.
I think I have to do
Fantastic. I had a wonderful time.
That's amazing.
And when one of the operatives was talking to us, he took us to the fact that, do you know that now people can actually live in Abeokuta or Ibadan to work in Lagos? You see, when you do a particular part of our lives right, I'm going back to the police, that in itself would tick other boxes.
Yeah.
So if you say,
okay, it's a network of,
at the end of the day, so if the train transport system is now fixed, because you see, at least for today, if you go there now, the train is meant to leave at 8:30. My brother, at the dot of 8:30.
Wow.
In fact, on Saturday, we had to run into the train because by 6, the train was going to move. You need to see the old people running because by 6, the guy would leave.
That's
now,
amazing.
by the time you have things working like that in all the areas of our life, other things will start to work. So let us understand that all of these things are interlinked. You cannot have a police that is not working. Then we're in trouble. So the truth of the matter is, whatever all of us would have to do to make sure that our police, they occupy a pivotal position. You cannot sleep. You cannot do anything without them working well. I mean, we all see what is happening to us right now. So it is our police. We must do whatever it would take to make sure that they're encouraged, they're motivated, they're driven, like the banker who goes to the bank in the morning feeling cool, or the guy who works in the oil company, the policeman. When I see them, I say to myself, we're not doing well. In the words of a certain comedian, we Nigeria, because just looking at them, you see that as a people, we obviously have not done what we should do. Because in their faces, we ought to see confidence. The word police means control. When you say police, it means guide, make sure things work right. So you cannot have a ruler bend. Nothing will happen. So you need them to be straight, to work well, so that all of us can fall in line and things will start to work better than it's working right now.
Wow. All right, let's talk about the issue of synergy between, there are different, policing agents or agencies, as the case may be, doing different things. But at the end of the day, there's one agenda. That's the safety of the society, as it is. We have the DSS, we have the police, we have the NSCDC, the military have their own, and then even private security, like you mentioned earlier. when it comes to galvanizing or aggregating all of the responsibilities of these agencies so that we have an arrowhead, how much of synergy do you see between agencies?
Well, in some areas, the synergy seems to be working. In some sectors or probably in some operational areas, the synergy is not working. And do you know why? Ego. Ego will set in.
Oh.
Yes.
Ego of the agents?
Ego of the security itself, as in, oh, I'm a military man. Do you know how long I've been in the service? Now you now see the police officer. I'm now 35 years in service. Next year I'm resigning. Do you want to, you see all this pattern playing up and down. And to make matters so easy, the least of them all, which we call the private security officers, are even doing more. Because now we look up to them, but they're looking up to us, but we're not doing. I have said this, I've criticized this times without number, even during my last show. I said it. The idea of buying e-logs. Are they transporters? No, they are not. Let
but
us
they help their logistics and mobility.
Agree, they have logistics, but let us look for other conventional ways that will make them work more effective. That is exactly where we're losing the whole thing. How many police officers can you see walking our beats today that are fully bulletproof vest protected? Zero. How many Lagos neighborhood safety corps can you see walking around with all the gadgets being displayed when they were being launched or inaugurated that they are using today? Zero. How many Amotekuns can you see today patrolling the bushes with proper tactical flashlights? Zero. How many police officers can you see today, apart from October 1st, that you see the horses moving around the stadiums? How many do you see? Zero. So you can now see that they want to work, but the system in place at the moment is not making it work. Not that they don't have all this, they do, but where are they? We only showcase it, perhaps when we have one big event, which is meant to be an everyday use. So the everyday use is now out of the window. This is exactly why a lot of people are now clamoring that we need to restructure the architecture of security in Nigeria today.
All right. He mentioned Amotekun. So let's go there too, because they're becoming, somehow, they're part of the system, the security system now. We just had the launch of Ebubeago in the south.
Which is causing real problems.
Anyway, the controversies around there also started here too when Amotekun was launched. So it's one of those things. But let's go there. Now, just a few days ago, there was a report of Amotekun, members of Amotekun alongside police, busting a kidnap. Yeah, exactly, and all of that. It tells that something good is going in that regard. But when it comes to this regional state, arrangement of security where they're supposed to complement the central police, how much of that do you see that will help the society?
I think it will help us so much. And sometimes I've worried so much about how much we all have run away and have been scared about, if you have such people, maybe they will not work in synergy with the central police. And I said to myself, why? Look, let's be realistic. The reason why we have the kind of level of security, at least in the United Kingdom, is because even the old women in the house, the moment they look at the window and see a foul play, they are the first people that will pick
911.
So at the end of the day, we need to have everybody on the, like I said, it is Nigerian police, it's Nigerian security, it's Nigerian welfare. All of us must have our hands on board. So whatever it will cost us to make sure that all of the structures work together, we must make it happen. People must be happy. I get scared when we talk about remuneration and people are always very eager to say, no, even the one they are paying them. And I said to myself, that is not the way to treat security issues. You must go to the, like you said, down there. You must be sure that whatever needs to get to wherever must get there. And it must be judiciously used. Because as long as there's a blockage in any small, whether it's in your blood, there will be there will be the place will be blocked, and you start running problem. Even if it's in the water of the house, if you find a situation where there's a blockage, everything will start to have problem. So if we know that for whatever reason something is being blocked in the way our policing is being done, we need to trace it, put it to test, make sure that place is fixed, or else we'll all just be paying lip service because, like we all keep saying, we know what to do, but we're refusing to do it. Let us put everything to test and make sure that we have it right.
We know what to do. I like that line. We have to end there now. Publisher Inside Watch Africa, Oluwaseyi Adeyemo, thank you very much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much. And security consultant Femi Aratu Konale.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much as well. Thank you.
You.
Right.